Hey yo, I'm live here coming to you with a bunch of stuff, very impromptu. Got a busy day ahead. I'm getting the eyes examined by an eye doctor, an ophthalmologist, or is it an optometrist? I don't know. Somebody with an ist at the end of their title is going to be looking at my eyes and puffing air in them, make sure I don't have the old glaucoma, all that good stuff. And then the kids are doing this art thing, which I'm going to stop by with my wife. They're going to do some sketching somewhere. So yeah, it's just like a busy day. So I thought I'd hop on this morning. I think I'm on an auction with Who Dat Comics Movies. Who Dat is great guy down from New Orleans, but I'll tell you something about Who Dat. You don't advertise his auctions ahead of time because he never knows what's up. So I think I'm on an auction with Who Dat on Sunday afternoon. So I'll show you some of that stuff. I got a little haul here. It's not perfect because I've already put some stuff away in the drawers, but it's sort of perfect or sort of complete. A lot of the haul going to the auction, a lot of the haul is going to the PC. Um, if you look at the title of this, it says Comics as Protest. I wanted you to see one particular comic. I think comics can be an active political protest, purchasing them. Good morning, JP. I haven't watched your show yet, which is strange for me. Usually I wake up to John, then I cook the eggs while I'm watching your show. But my wife is cooking this morning. She got up at 8 with me, which is unusual for a Saturday, but I will take it. I'm truly blessed to have the family that I have and a wife that's going to cook this morning so I can do a live show. So let's start off. And they just had this run, and there's actually more of them, but I didn't want to go above too much because I'd end up cutting myself short in the auction. But one of my favorite DC reads, I'm not a big DC guy, is the Justice Society of America. I think some of these are backwards. So there's number one. It's a pretty big boy book. This I actually had. This in doubles. This is one of the doubles. This was sitting at half price for 50 cents. And this weekend, my local half price is doing their 20% off sale. So, I'm going to be visiting them again today. I visited them Thursday and Friday. There's the annual number one. And I had most of these, but I got a few that I was missing. But these are just gorgeous, gorgeous Alex Ross art. There's number two. Let's see if I need to do some glare management in my household. I got comics behind the laptop, so it's not sitting on the same space as usual. There's Justice Society number 3. There's blank because I've got them back to back. Look at that cover. So Justice Society of America is like an older group of DC superheroes that they brought back from like the golden age, and they distinguish themselves from the Justice League by the by their age, I suppose. And there's also Jeff Johns just writes the hell out of this. It's a really great read. I'm nowhere near done, but I've read maybe the first 10 issues and really, really like it. So this is just great. Just look at that. It just pops. Love that. Love the colors on that. This is a favorite of people's. Not necessarily a favorite of mine, but I can understand the allure. Look at that. Beautiful. Just beautiful, man. And so this is 24. I jumped up a lot, just found this. And then this is 26. I've got all 3 of these. Unfortunately, they didn't have the other 2. They are where'd they go? There's 3 connecting variants, and it's interesting because they don't have they're all listed as 1-1 there. Then none of them are like 2-1 and 3-1, but there are 2 others. I don't know. Oh, they're over there. I'll get them later. There are 2 others. So unfortunately, I'll be selling this one without its 2 partners unless I go back today and find it. So I thought that was pretty cool little Justice Society run. I put all the ones that I already have into the auction for tomorrow, and the ones that I didn't have, I already took out of the pile. I found this gorgeous Greg Land variant, X-Men 475. This is really kind of interesting, man. The later X-Men from this is 505, sorry, from like 500 up when Fraction took over the writing. It's really, really interesting to me because there's a crazy combination of super sexy Greg Land, revealing busty corset, deep V cuts, and then the Dodsons who have this really beautiful stylized action, but it's very more cartoony. So Doomsday, I just showed a whole Justice Society run that I'll be auctioning off on Who Dat Show tomorrow. I might sell something right now if people are interested, but let's get through it first a bit. I found this sketch. This is what I thought was 475. Sketch variant at 475 by Billy Tan. A 300 and 301 X-Men. Might have doubles of those. I'll check when I'm done going through the pile here. Raw. Well, hey, I only do raw, dude. That's just the way I roll. I don't know much about this. I might give it a read. Apparently, it's like a $30. Oh, ASM. Sorry, my friend. I'm not going to be able to help you out there. I thought you were going for like the 300 X-Men's, which are junk comics. Anyway, yeah, the Sword of the Braddocks. This is like obviously a pretty cover. I was never a huge Psylocke fan. I dig Claremont, obviously, and I assume it's a Greg Land cover. I can't see at the bottom. I have no idea who did, or is it Arthur Adams? I'm not sure. There's a signature way down there. Hey, Stay Puff. Where is it? There is a signature. You can't even see it down there. There's a little bit of pink writing there. But anyway, I'll probably have that up for auction just because I'm not like as big of a book as it is. It's like a $30 book I got for $2. I'm not like into it. So boom. This one I already had. This is X-Men 509. This will be up for that auction. And I got another copy of 500. Right. This will be up for that auction. And then I'm also throwing in 507. It's 507. So this is what I'm talking about, right? If you look at the late X-Men, you've got just 505. Here's a variant, and Greg Land also did a lot of the regular covers. So you got the Dodson style here and the Land style here, and it looks like they went back and forth on different issues. And it was just really, really cool to watch and like see the kind of difference in art styles between the whole sexy cover and then the like more stylized. And the Dodsons have a great style to them, and they kind of stick with it the whole time. And from what I understand, I think Terry is the inker and Rachel is the colorist, but I could be wrong. They could switch, or I could have that backwards. But anyway, so that's that. Stay Puff is here. I watched Stay Puff open my my little AOK to him. So yeah, I mailed out 10 packages last week and I almost spent $100 at the post office, and it was just a freaking joy. 4 of them were AOKs. I found this one book called Lobster Man, the first superhero of Maine, and my sister lives in Maine, so I got it for her and her son. I sent out a little package to Kachung. He was watching one of my streams 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Oh, I need that book." I'm like, "I don't want this book. It came in a mystery pack. You can have this book." So I sent that to him with a few more. Stay Puff, I told you guys, listen to him on Sunday mornings. He just does this old school hip hop, and I'm not like the biggest hip hop artist, but the hip hop that I do like, specifically like the African Nation stuff, Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and that movement, and a little bit of definitely PE and some modern stuff. But there's a set that I like, and he often picks from that set. Not always, but he exposes me to stuff that I don't know from like back in the day. So I just always enjoy his stuff, and I wanted to just say thank you. So I sent him a couple comics. I sent him a whole bunch of the OMTV rap cards. This case is getting pretty. It's probably more than halfway done, so I got to give some more of these out and then go order another one. They weren't that expensive on eBay if you look around. All right, so in the title of this video, I said "Comics is Protest," and I grabbed this one specifically. They had the whole Avengers Children's Crusade, but this is the one that I wanted, number 9, and I'll show you specifically why I wanted this. There is a Comic-Con in Rio in Rio de Janeiro, capital of Brazil, and the mayor Juan Bolsonaro, who's a dickwad in the same vein as Trump, conservative asshole, reactionary dickwad, banned the trade paperback for this because 2 teenage boys kissed Hulk and Wickling. Oh my God, are you guys feeling the hellfire rain down on you from looking at that? Seriously, comics is protest, you know? Um, the mayor tried to ban a comic book because there was a gay kiss in it, and F you. So I've been looking for that one for a while. Glad I found it. Probably not going to get the entire run unless, I mean, unless it goes to the 50-cent bin, because I'm not going to pay $8 for the rest of these. I don't think there's much happening in them, but I wanted to get that, and I was happy that I found that yesterday. This is pretty cool. I don't know much about this. This is the Wizard edition for 320. It came free with your copy of Wizard magazine. So I already had 320, but I was like to find all the different ones, newsstand, direct, and then some of them there's like Wizard or Pressman variants. Those later 300 X-Men's. Remember when this was like the big book? Everybody's talking about Postal. And this is a big image book. Hadn't heard a lot about it in a while, and is pretty happy to find issue 1 for 50 cents. So there's Postal issue 1 for 50 cents. I guess my friend Jonathan at Half Price has been getting a whole bunch of comics. He's trying to get rid of them in the 50-cent bin, so he's been doubling up on these. So I'm going to actually take them out because I like looking at the back of these. So nothing special about these, but I love some of the different Wolverine artwork on these comics, on these Marvel Comics Presents. So that was issue 85. It's kind of crazy Wolverine cover there. A little run here, nice. And I'm sure he probably has more putting out. Sorry, I'm taking these out only because I know that they have like art on the back. It's not just an advertisement. So there's 86. Pretty darn cool. And these are janky old bags. I'll probably replace those. 87 and 88. Oh man, check the back of this one out. This is pretty cool. And I love this because there's a rock climb in the Shawangunks of New York. I know I'm taking in it's a weird segue called the Dangler that looks like that. It's really pretty funny. So it's just I love this cover too. I've always liked that cover. And then what do we got here? We got 80 something. We got 88. Not sure if that's Wolverine in the background. I don't if it is what's coming out of his ears. I don't know. And again, another really cool on the back. I'll save the board, throw the plastic out because our environment can take it. This one is pretty sick. Yeah, that tape is weak too. I don't want to put a comic in that bag. I'll rip it. Look at that cover. Ah! Loving that cover. Wolverine. Issue 90 or 92, I believe. These are out of order, obviously. And then check out the back there. Ooh, it's an upside down back. It's a two-sided issue. Whoa! That's cool. Ghost Rider and Cable. True 90s style artwork. Ah, that. Very cool. Not all 90s artwork was what we associate with the 90s. Impromptu, what now? Yeah, thank you, Sarah. I totally love that one, and that was pretty cool. And I like this one too. Right? It reminds me a lot of this dark stuff in ElfQuest. Mad Coil hiding back there. Look at that, man. I didn't realize they did this. It's a whole run of Ghost Rider and Cable. Sam Keith artwork. Pretty freaking sick. Except Cable's face looks just like Wolvie's face there. That's pretty cool. I didn't take these out of the bag yet, so I have not seen them. But I'm just happy to have these. They look pretty darn cool. And here's 89 and 90, or 90 and 91. I was going out of order a little bit. Y'all forgive me for going out of order, right? Digging through the 50-cent bins. So every pack of 2 of these cost 50 cents, which I thought was pretty cool. So there's 90. A little more contemplative Wolverine. And there's a little more Ghost Rider and Cable action for you. That's Sam Keith again. Yep, Sam Keith. Very nice. And then finally 89. And on the back of that one, that's a cool. These are all cool covers, man. That's why I picked them up. I'm like, not going to spend $5 for a cool artwork, but I'll spend 50 cents for for two cool artworks. That's cool. Um, I found this. Hey, you missed a great hip hop on Comic Kids. Oh man, I'll have to go back and watch that if I get some time. How many times do you say I got to go back and watch that and never get to watch something? I'll try. I like this. I don't know if this is anything other than an homage, but it's pretty cool homage. Action Comics 685, I think. What? Yeah, 685 Supergirl. Obviously, an homage to Action Comics 1. So I thought that was pretty cool. Again, a 50-cent bin pickup, nothing like super special. I've almost got this whole run. The only little different with the Alex Ross covers, following that Alex Ross theme on Justice Society. But I thought this one was kind of cool, so I will definitely add that to the collection. They had the entire run of Fear itself, and I did not what? And I didn't know much about it. This one, just I looked it up, and sometimes your comics, sometimes you just flip through your phone. This was a spider key, and I collect like a lot of the spider keys just for the Spider Verse. Hey Bear, how you doing? This is Bear Rockin' Comics, not Bear Island Comics. Just chilling. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, this one, there's a bunch of spider like suits or spider things. Might appear in the Spider Verse. I'll just add that. I've got a pretty I like Spider-Man, but I don't collect Spider-Man. I remember liking reading it as a kid, but I just, I can't go back and get all the Spider-Man keys. I'm just working on my X-Men run of Claremont stuff. If I tried to grab a Spider-Man run, that would put my wallet through the roof with all those keys, 300, 361. But a lot of the minor keys, I do collect, and I enjoy that. I enjoy finding, because there's so many different variations of Spider People, Spider Verses, and Spider Armors, and Spider Doohickeys, and webs, and all this different stuff. So I like collecting that. I just have a nice little collection of that. I'll show that off sometime. Missing all the big keys though. I don't have 300. I don't have 361. I don't have 129. Like I said, it's a minor spider key collection. It's nothing that people can be like, whoa, check it out, Tacoma's rich. No. All right. I've had this cover. I've had a duplicate of this cover, and I sold it with my duplicates of my favorite Saga covers, because I was like, I don't need a duplicate of my favorite Saga covers. I have one copy each. Boom. Which is why I'm glad I lost the bid on Biggie's did a Warriors auction last night, and I lost out two things. I lost a bid on Captain Marvel 17 and 14, the first Kamala Khans. He threw some Murph threw a whole bunch of other stuff in there, and somebody else outbid me. So I was like, good, because I already own those. I don't know what the heck I was doing bidding on them. And then there was a Saga #1 that had a little blue smudge up here. I lost the bid on that. I'm glad, because I don't need to spend that much money on something I already own. But this for $5 plus 20% off. This is my favorite Saga cover, and there's a lot of great Saga covers, but I think this is my favorite. It's something about Fiona Staples' art. Everything about it. Hey, who dat? I'm just making fun of you not advertising your auctions. But I did say you were a great pal from New Orleans, so hopefully that makes up for it. I just love everything about this. The colors, the blue background, that she's sitting there blowing the bubble gum, sitting on top of the fighter jet. Like, everything about this is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I bought myself a double. I'll probably regret it later on, but right now I'm pretty happy because I like having that. And the last two things they had were Marvel's issue 1 and 2. I'm going to go back today after my eye doctor appointment and hope that they have more, because I would love to get 3 and 4. I have a second set that I could sell. If you haven't read Marvel's, dude, you gotta read Marvel's. It's just absolutely excellent. Let me show you. By the way, Key Collector comic app has the photos wrong. If you look on their app, under Marvel's, they have the Marvel's 2019 reprints listed as the first one. but they do these gorgeous acetate covers. And the artwork in here from Alex Ross. I think this is what put Alex Ross on the map. The 1994, I don't think he was around too long before that. Maybe I am absolutely wrong. Somebody can correct me. But the artwork is phenomenal. It's all about golden age superheroes, but told from the point of view of a reporter who lives in Queens or Long Island and takes the just takes the train to work the way my dad used to take the train from Long Island to Manhattan. And it takes all the golden age stories of like the Invaders and the Fantastic Four and Spidey and weaves them into this narrative. It's as good as comics can get, in my opinion. And so I was pretty happy to snag those pretty cheap with a 20% off sale. Going back and looking for that little extra. I'll be pretty happy if I can find 3 and 4. But yeah, I haven't read the annotated ones. I've got the annotated copy that Stephanie Hans did, obviously, but I haven't read the annotated copy. Hopefully I will someday, because I think they list, I've thumbed through them. They list every single reference in the story to the comic that it originally comes from, which is kind of cool if you're a comic geek. But, it's also takes time, and we all are short on time with our hobby because there's so much cool stuff coming out. Speaking of auction, I'll probably be auctioning off these 3 as a set. A little Ghost Rider. Anybody want to make me an offer now? I'd listen to offers. Morbius, that Gabriel Dell'Otto cover with the just the origin and retelling of the origin of Morbius. That's a throw-in. That Midnight Sun #1, but this Ghost Rider 28 still polybagged is a big key, especially coming up for the story. I had an X slot here. That'll probably be going up. A little smaller X slot. X-Men 1, X-Men 7, that X-Factor 13, X-Force 8, Astonishing X-Men #1, Astonishing X-Men 13. I can't remember why I picked that up in addition to #1. But that's going with those X books I showed earlier, I think. Where were they? See, this is what happens. That lot's, I think, getting put together with this beautiful lot here. The Dodson. The land variant is not for sale. The sketch variant not for sale, but it was probably going to go up with that one and that 500. If anybody still wants them, Zach B bought a whole bunch of dye for me on Who Dat's auction last Sunday, and then he hit me up Monday and bought a bunch more. But I still have there's a 1, there's a 2, different printings. I still have probably an entire, there's a 10. I guess we're going backwards now. There's 9. I still have like a good $40, $50 lot of dye, first prints and different prints. 7. I've got a full run of Justice Society. If you're just joining us, Justice Society of America. I've got the full run of not full run, 1 through 12, I think, plus a few later issues. All that great Alex Ross art. I just showed that. To you guys that do auctions, so it's different for everybody. I would ship to the UK. It's going to cost a lot of money. What I've done before, and I've never had a problem with this, is I've charged, like, let's say I'll ship a package of 10 comics for $9, because I think that's the going rate now. They just put the rates up. If I get a Canadian person, I would probably charge $18 shipping, and then I'd go to the post office and I'd print out the receipt, send them a copy, show them how much it cost, and either they would send me a little bit more or I'd refund them a little bit more. With the UK, I'd probably triple it. So if I sold something on auction that was $8, like an $8 box or $9 box, I'd probably say, give me $25 for shipping. And then, I'd print out the receipt and send you a copy on Instagram. And if or email if you don't have Instagram. And if the price is less, I'll refund. If it's more, they'll send me. And I haven't had a problem doing it that way. Nobody's gypped me. I haven't ripped anybody off. It's individual for every person. It's a little bit of a pain because you got to fill out a customs declaration that I'm not sending you contraband, which I don't mind. If it's once in a while, it's just an extra step. But I'm happy to do it. Yeah. So who that's right there. Yeah. So yeah, if you get on who that's auction, so I think it's only worth it if you buy a big ticket item. I mean, you wouldn't want to spend 30 American dollars on $7 worth of comics, right? That's just silly. I've done it sometimes on IG. I've bought like a $5 comic and spent $7 on shipping or $8 on shipping, but that's only if that comic I think is worth a lot more, is something that I really want. But if you buy a big ticket item, you say, "Holy cow, those aren't available in the UK," or "I haven't seen those before. I really want that," and you spend $100. It might not. It might be worth it to you to spend the 25 on shipping. That's just got to be everybody's own decision. So this was impromptu, and I can show anybody. Oh, you know what? We can open a Yo MTV Rap Packs. I was upset, man. Stay Puff, he got a what's it called? He got himself a Chuck D card. I got some PE cards, but I didn't get any Chuck D cards yet, and I love Chuck D. Again, it's going back to that Long Island connection. New Zealand. I can imagine. That's crazy. So you know, these cards came out in 1991, and they specifically showed just people like that uh, that were featured on the OMTV Raps. I'm kind of tired of getting an MC Hammer card. I got too many MC Hammer cards. You buy something from me, I might slip an MC Hammer card in the middle of your comic. Who do we got there? Is that Heavy? No, it is Heavy D and the Boys. Nice. Big Daddy Kane. Look at that high top fade. It's very nice. The ruler's back, yo. Slick Rick. And of course, Vanilla Ice. You can make all the fun of him that you want, but I'll tell you what, he could dance. He could dance. He could dance and he could dangle. Let's see if you get that reference. Run DMC. Jam Master Jay, Daryl McDaniels, and the Reverend Run. Oh, there we go. You got what I need. But you say she's just a friend. You say she's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I sing it with me. But you say she's just a friend. And you say just anyway. Tone Loc. So you can look at Tone Loc two ways. You can look at him as a guy that had two songs that had the exact same beat and the exact same rhythm and just change the words. Or you could look at Funky Cole Medina as the ultimate in like date rape drug songs. Because I mean, what's the difference between slipping a little Funky Cole Medina in somebody's drink and having them come back to your place and be all over you and giving them a pill and knocking them out? I mean, it's a fine line. We didn't think about that back in 1989 when when they came out. As a matter of fact, Funky Cole Medina, my dad and all the parents dressed up in like outfits of the day and did a dance at our senior prom, and they danced to Funky Cole Medina or Wild Thing. I can't remember which one, but they're the same song basically. Yeah, that was my absolute favorite, right? KRS-One from Boogie Down Productions with Scott LaRock and Miss Melody. KRS-One, Knowledge Reigns Supreme over nearly everything. Or he changed it to nearly everyone at some point. Oh, did I get two? I got the black and white sketch variant. Let's take a look at those two. That's pretty cool. That you can see I'm actually excited about that. Check that out. That's not the same card, but that's a black and white. I'll call it a sketch variant and stick with it at that. And then, of course, you ain't never going to win because the contest is 30 years old, but it's good to know that the contest still exists. So There's another pack. I got myself a binder. I haven't been putting them away. I might do it on this 4-day weekend. Um, Trying to see what else is up for you guys because I got 6. Well, I just lost 2. It was 8. Now I got 6 viewers. I have been carefully removing price stickers from books. You can't see anything in that top left corner. That's right, Mastodon. You are correct. But there's still, I can feel it. I ran out of lighter fluid, which is what I use to clean those off. And, if you've seen me do this before, it works great with some of them. Like it'll come off on this cardstock. And I can feel the sticker there. Actually, I already did this one. This is totally clean. You can't feel a thing of the sticker residue. On the older Marvel books, right? Like this, I just picked up X-Force 13 and 14 because I wanted to run the stickiness right there. This paper will probably come off pretty, the glue will come off right there. You can't see it, but I can feel it. You can hear it. My finger sticking. I can get that one off, but on something modern, like I picked up an extra beat up copy of this. It's kind of beat up, but this is the first time Kate Bishop uses the name Hawkeye. So I picked it up for 50 cents. This newer paper is going to be really hard to get off, or I might have already done this one because I don't feel it there. Yeah, this is before my lighter fluid ran out, but it's going to be really hard to get off without ruining the ink on these newer ones. Speaking of that, not that I was, but I just saw another one. I've always looked at this. I know it was like a charity one, but I don't know how many people ever looked closely at this. These are all the creators that are in this book. Like they each did a page or two. That's insane. That's like an insane amount. And obviously, Art Adams did the cover. But I mean, if you just look at that, John Romita Jr., Stan Lee, Joe Sinnott, just Terry Austin, Louise Simonson, gosh, people I don't know, people I know whose names I know really well. Michelle Wrightson, I wonder if that's Bernie Wrightson's wife or something. Alan Moore, Ed Bryant, Bill Mantlo, Frank Miller, Bill Sienkiewicz, Chris Claremont, Brian Boland, Craig Russell, holy cow, Mike Barron from, what's that thing he did with First Comics, Mike Barron, Nexus, right? Steve Englehart, Paul Galassi, Bob Layton, Jim Shooter, Mike Grell, Archie Goodwin, Howard Shakin, Walt Simonson, Steve Lealoha, who did a lot of the artwork on the early Star Wars. I mean, every page in this is a different creator. Totally cool. I don't know Mastodon because I haven't compared the two. That's a great question. I think I got a text to come to breakfast. Let's see. Nope, it's they are going to the gym today. Well, I can't go to the gym, got the eye doctor appointment. So I did not get a text to go to breakfast. So yeah, I like the lighter fluid because it comes in, if I could open this up, that spout that doesn't, it pours just a little bit on the Q-tip and then I just kind of wipe away. Hope I don't wipe too much. Always check the Q-tip to see as soon as you get discoloration on the Q-tip, anything other than like dirty brown, it means you're pulling up the ink, right? So that's my method. I like to heat it up after I slice the sticker off. I still like to take the hairdryer and heat it up a little bit more. Put the fluid on. It won't kill it unless you're rubbing really hard. And it's a fine line. Sometimes you just rub too hard and it doesn't come off. Sometimes it works fine. So yeah, that's what I do. And I'd say about if you're talking about perfection, is 70% success rate. If you're talking about getting it off so it's serviceable, maybe bringing a book down from an 8.0 to a 7.0, I've got about an 85% success rate. 15% of them, that sticker's just been on there forever, or there's other gunk, and it's just not worth it. I know there's an item called Abserine, which is supposed to pick up all the it's supposed to pick up dirt without pulling up anything. It's almost like silly putty. I want to get some of that. And then just using the good quality erasers. My wife and kids are all artists, so using the good quality erasers, this will get off any junk on a white cover. If you use this on a color cover, this will high polymer is the word you're looking for there. If you use this on a color cover any more than the lightest brush, it will pull that color right off. So great for getting dirt off of white, not great for anything else. I'm not an expert at all. I don't clean and press to sell. I don't have a press. I just clean and remove half price stickers. Um, I actually got to the point where I started throwing the half price stickers away because I've covered my whole board. Now I'm getting called. Yeah, Abserine. I'm gonna go buy some one of these days. I keep forgetting about it. It's one of those things that kind of slips your mind, but it's supposed to be good. All right, guys. I am getting cold for breakfast. Thanks for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow on Who Dat and Comics Sunday afternoon auction. He tries to kick in right before Strictly Comics so that he's not overlapping. Cheers to you. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Coming.